Welcome to today's TESPN broadcast of Trinity Episcopal football. And on a perfect autumn day for football, we are at Aycock Stadium on the banks of the James River here in Richmond, Virginia, as the 9-0 Cadets of Benedictine visit the 7-1 Titans of Trinity Episcopal. So much on the line today. These teams are meeting for the 9th time in the last 5 years. What's on the line? Number 1 seed for the Vista State playoffs, home field advantage in those playoffs, and for the Titans, a chance to spoil the Cadets' undefeated season. But perhaps most importantly, bragging rights are on the line between these two ancient rivals. I am here with JJ Welcher. I am Rick Hamlin. Our producers, Briggs Pinar and Carter Tyree, executive producer. JJ, we are about to kick off here. It's going to be Evan Goldschmidt kicking off to the Cadets. It's a low-line drive, and after this play, I'm going to ask you. It's a fumble, and I believe that it is recovered by. I believe it's recovered by Trinity. It is. It is Khalid Rayner picking up. There is a flag on the play. I think it's going to be a sideline warning, and you can understand how excited the Titans were. I mean, what a perfect start with causing that fumble and getting the ball first. But JJ, we didn't have time to get settled in and hear from you yet. But what do you see as the keys to this game?
Both offenses this season have been putting up over 30 points a game, with Benedictine averaging 31 and the Titans averaging 35. So I'm expecting a high-scoring game, even with injuries to Benedictine and a little bit of injuries to the Titans. It should not matter. This is a rivalry game. Everybody's going to be playing with fire. We see on the kickoff, everybody running down, full speed, getting hits in, recovering the ball, people on the sideline getting wild. So this is going to be a very energetic game, and I'm looking for the offenses to be flying high very early.
Yeah, and I think we might end up actually seeing a defensive struggle. So we'll see. But both teams run the ball really well, and we see the Titans start with the running game on the end around to Devion Brown. We haven't even talked about yet also, it's senior day, which for the Titan seniors, and there are a lot of them, it would mean nothing more to them than to beat their rival and give them their first loss of the season here on the senior day's last, at least regular season, home game on the turf at Aycock Stadium. So that carry went for about 5 yards. It'll be second down for the Titans. Snap a little high, but Deke Scogan gets it to Carson Parks. Carson hits the hole. It's a first down. And more for Carson Parks. Carries it inside the 20, inside the 15. Finally brought down at the 14-yard line. And that'll be a Titan first down.
And Carson Parks is a very hard runner. We saw at the end of that run, even that the game just started, most running backs need time to get their legs warm. No, not Carson Parks. He runs through a man around the first down marker and keeps his legs turning. And that's what Trinity are going to need in this game. They already have 2 energetic plays, but they're going to need more. Benedictine are not going to give up, roll over, and just let you do whatever. You're going to have to keep working, keep fighting.
Oh, for sure. This is going to be a 4-quarter game, I'm sure, to the finish. Carson Parks breaks through. Touchdown, Titans. Carson Parks, 14-yard touchdown run. And it was a 3-play drive of 36 yards. First it was Devion Brown with the run, then 2 runs by Carson Parks. And 45 seconds into this one, the Titans have a 6-0 lead.
And in football, momentum is a very big thing. And right now, all the momentum is on the Titans side. You start out first play, force a fumble on the kickoff, which doesn't happen often. When it happens, it is a very big, energetic play. And then 3 runs, you just pound it, and score in 3 plays. So once again, this is a great start for the Titans. They just need to be able to keep it up.
Evan Goldschmidt's extra point is good. And just like that, 7-0 Trinity. And, didn't even get a chance to just talk about the atmosphere out here. I mentioned right off the top, it's a perfect fall day. Sure, on your screen, you can see across the way the leaves are changing. The sun is shining, not a cloud in the sky. About 62 degrees, low humidity. And it's just beautiful weather, but it's a beautiful atmosphere. Just huge crowd here today. Both student sections completely packed. You probably can't see that on your screen, but Titan students under the south end zone, all clad in black with white towels. Cadet student section clad in all white at the south end zone. And, I mean, beyond just the students, just both these communities have showed out today. Just a massive crowd on a Saturday afternoon in November. And it's not too windy, but I don't know. That might have been the wind from the breath of the Trinity student section that blew that ball off the tee for Evan Goldschmidt. So he's going to have to reset for this kickoff.
That's what I was about to say. They got the Steelers type terrible towels over there blowing the ball off the tee.
It's a good kick by Goldschmidt. Carries just into the end zone where it will be a touchback by JoJo Johnson, the Coastal Carolina commit. And JoJo Johnson last year when these teams met in the state semifinals ran a kickoff all the way back for a touchdown. So really good sign for Goldschmidt that he was able to pin him back and not allow Johnson to get going in the return game. And the Cadets will have their first offensive play from scrimmage from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, and for people who remember, that kickoff was really what set the tone for Benedictine's comeback in the fourth quarter against the Titans in that playoff game that sent them to the state championship and ultimately got them the win in the state championship. So it's a great when you can pin a dangerous returner like that back and not give him a chance to even return it.
Fred Dolan runs the ball for the Cadets for about 3 yards. And we had heard Dolan was maybe questionable coming in, playing through, I don't know the exact injury, but good for Benedictine that he's out there. He's had a great season, the junior, number 5. I think he ran for 240 yards in their win over St. Christopher's. This time it's a fake to Dolan, and quarterback Carson Lambert looks deep to Johnson, and it is caught by JoJo Johnson. Great throw by quarterback Carson Lambert, the senior, hit Johnson for a 41-yard gain into Titan territory, and great response by the Cadets after giving up that early touchdown to hit the big chunk pass play, Lambert to Johnson.
Like you said, it was an impeccable throw. He's rolling out to his backside, so he has to set his feet and still fire downfield, put it to only where his receiver Johnson can get it, who's very tall. And the DB guarding him, I think it was number 6, Khalid Rayner, isn't as tall as JoJo Johnson, so it just made it a lot easier for that throw.
This time Fred Dolan bounces it outside, picked up 4 yards on first down. And yeah, I think that play action also got the safeties to bite a little bit. I mean, it's a smart play call by the Cadets early in the game. These teams are so jacked up. Those linebackers and safety saw that play fake to Dolan and really bit down hard, and that allowed Johnson to be in that one-on-one coverage that you talked about with a little bit shorter cornerback, and he was able to high point it and win that battle. All right, 2nd and 6. This time Dolan carries again to the left for a 2-yard gain. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
As you said earlier, this battle in the field of the players is just as big as the battle in the coaching box. The coaches are constantly battling with each other to see who can come up with the right play call at the right moment. And like I said, the battle in the coaching box is going to be just as important as the battle on the field for the players.
Lambert back to pass, but a flag is down. And I think they're going to get offsides on the Titans, which on 3rd and 4 is really unfortunate penalty. I didn't see who jumped there. Can't blame this one on Maddox Patrick like we did last week, but those are the kind of penalties. I mean, in a game that you expect to be nip and tuck, down to the wire, top 2 teams in the state from a standpoint of independent schools, and on a key 3rd and 4, you just gift them a first down.
Yeah, very demoralizing. Like I said earlier, the momentum was all with Trinity. Now it's kind of came back into the middle. It's not completely on Benedictine's side, but it's getting close to that point.
Cadets run it again. Landon Snyder with this run for his first carry of the game. And Snyder picked up 3 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 7. Play clock into single digits. Lambert back to pass. He's really dangerous when he gets outside the pocket. Pretty good job there by the Titans, and Jack Brotherton didn't really get a hand on him, but he sort of forced him out of bounds. But one thing I remember from seeing these cadets last year is when Carson Lambert is able to get out and scramble, he's pretty quick and pretty elusive out there on the edge. So good job by the Titans, and Lambert ran really for no gain there, maybe even a loss of a yard. So looks to me like it's going to be 3rd and 8 from the 23.
Yeah, these ends like Kean, Maddox, Mason Love, Miles Love sometimes plays at the end, are going to have to work upfield more than trying to work inside and try and keep that pocket into more of a box instead of letting him just roll out and find a man downfield, because your DBs can only cover for so long as well.
3rd and 8, play clock. Gee, they just got it off. It was at 0. He looks up top. It is incomplete. And it's good coverage by Marquez Bullock there. Makes it 4th and 8. No sign of the kicking unit, and it looks like the cadets will. And now they do send in. No, it's not a kicker. It actually looks like they're sending in a little bit more of a tight end and a fullback. Almost looks more like what you'd expect on a running play, but on 4th and 8, maybe not the personnel one might expect. And now they do get 2 receivers out wide to the right, and Snyder, the bigger back, in the backfield. This is a big play in this early going. You talk about momentum. Will they pick up this 4th down? Lambert is pressured. Kean Montgomery sacked him, but I think they're going to get Montgomery for a penalty because a flag came out. And I don't know if he got him by the face mask.
I think he did try and go there for like a punch on the ball and maybe might have caught him at the last second.
It is a face mask. And it's a 5-yard face mask, so not the 15-yard variety. Now, it would have been, of course, if he didn't get into the face mask, that would have been a stop on 4th down. And I agree, JJ. It looked like Kean tried to punch the ball out, but on 4th down, you don't really need that. I mean, all you got to do is get him to the ground, and it would be a change of possession. So 1st through 3rd down, I get it. You want to get that ball loose, but I think it's just the exuberance, like we've talked about. You know, you're friends with a lot of these Trinity players. Like, this is one that they've been really, really excited for about 350 days. Good pressure again. He's got a receiver in the vicinity, but it is incomplete. And this time there are no flags. So the Titans respond and stiffen on 4th down, really getting 2 4th down stops. The first one did not stand to the penalty, but they do it again. Great job by defensive coordinator Wally Rayner's defense to stop the cadets on their first drive.
Yeah, like I said, the coaching battle is going to be very important. Coach Wally on that play thinks about the play action, and he sends the blitz, and the D-line, almost everybody gets home. We saw Ken there, we saw Sadiq there, we saw Big Mike there, all in Carson Lambert's face. He got up, talking to his offensive line like, where's my blockers at? I didn't even have time to set my feet and try and hit the man downfield who could have made a play on the ball. It was a very catchable throw if he had time to set his feet and deliver downfield.
All right, so Titans will take over at their own 29. This time they fake the handoff, and it is that is not Deke Scogan in the backfield, is it? Devion Brown was actually in the quarterback position there and ran a little option, faked it to Carson Parks, and Devion carried it for just 1 yard. Good job by the cadets. That was a little bit of a different look than we've seen, and Benedictine showed good discipline there.
Yeah, great discipline. They were all moving to the right side where the option and the read was, which is pretty unusual. You want your option coming one way and your other read going the other way, but they both came the same way, and the defense collapsed down to the right and made a play on the ball.
This time the handoff goes to C.J. Gray. He picked up 4 yards. This will be 3rd and 5. CJ was close to breaking that one, and if he could have broken one more tackle, if he's able to get in space, he's one of the fastest guys on this team. So 3rd down and 5. Quarterback Deke Scogan back in the game and in the shotgun. Deke is pressured and hit hard, and they're going to have a flag. And I think we're going to get a roughing the passer call against the cadets. And the head official, the white hat, like they call him, he's made both of these calls on the quarterbacks. There was the face mask call against the Titans on the last Benedictine possession, and this time a roughing the passer on the Cadets that it would have been 4th and 5. So that's a huge penalty, and I think he's just showing he's going to call it really tight. I mean, I'm sure the officials know that there's no love lost between these teams, and they want to make sure that they get a handle on everything early. Don't let overly physical play get unpunished, and they're really putting the stamp on the game early.
Yeah, I think it's just unfortunate because Sean Boyd really is so big. So and Deacon isn't obviously as big as Sean Boyd, so just a little hand would send Deacon flying, and that's what happened on that play. The hit did seem a little bit high, so I think that's why the head official did make that call.
Yeah, I thought it was soft, really. I didn't see a whole lot in it, to be honest. C.J. Gray takes advantage of the first down. He's going to get another first down. Good job by C.J. Gray. And just really excited to see him being healthy again. He got hurt about midway through the season and was out for a couple games. Got a little bit of action last week at Glen Allen, but you could see that burst again from CJ that this team has been missing the last several weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to stop this running attack, as it was early in the season where they were putting up 36 points, 48 points, 40 points, and 42 points, and then 45 right after that. It was because they had two great running backs that teams just could not figure out how to stop. If you stopped CJ Gray, you couldn't stop Carson Parks. If you stopped Carson Parks, you couldn't stop CJ. So that's just how these two running backs should work off each other very well.
CJ again, he's going to bounce it outside. He's got another nice run. I don't think it's going to be, it might be a first down, actually. It is, indeed. So he picked up 11 on that one. And C.J. Gray looks like he has some pent-up energy from the time he's missed. And he has looked phenomenal on this drive, just as Carson Parks did on the last drive.
Yeah, that's a great read by a young running back. Most young running backs would just keep trying to find that hole, but no, he bounces it to the other side and gets the first down, which is a pretty big first down, because if he didn't get that, I think he would have been stopped for like minus a yard, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was mostly him. I mean, a lot of times this season we've seen this great running game due to the O-line, but that was pretty much CJ just bouncing it outside, making a play. This time CJ hits another hole. That one is the O-line doing their job and doing a great job, and this time it's a gain of another 8 yards down to the 15. And pretty much, well, not pretty much, every play on this drive has been a positive play for the Titans. The only play they had that would not have been a positive play got that 15-yard penalty on Benedictine. So Titans are matriculating the ball down the field. Now CJ's running over to the sideline. They're going to make the sub there and bring Carson Parks in. Still plenty of time on the play clock with over 10 seconds. And they can make that sub because they didn't huddle, so you're allowed to do that. You don't see it very often. They do get the play snap with 3 on the game clock, or on the play clock. Carson, he bounces it outside. He's got a block from Sam DiFrancesca, and he is going to be marked at looks like the 1 yard line. That is, all right, correction. They've got him down at about the 5, and apologies. Once they get down in that corner there from our vantage point, our press box here at Aycock Stadium is not super high, and when it gets down near that corner, it's a little hard for us to tell. But it is, Carson Parks pushed out at the 5, but it will be first and goal for the Titans as they look to score on the second drive, just like they did on the first.
They're going with a very heavy package here. You got Miles and Mason in the backfield, fat, so direct run.
Yeah, it's a direct snap to Devion Brown. Touchdown, Titans! Devion Brown hits the hole. We also saw Big Mike Gibbs line up in a fullback slot there, and have not seen that formation yet this season. And what a start for Trinity.
There really is no stopping that play. Like I said, you have Landon Bell, Eli Isaacs, Mason, Miles, Rondé, all the big offensive linemen just going forward. There's really not much you can do about that. It's kind of like Vince Wilfork for the Bears when he was at fullback. You just run forward and just clean out the hole, and then you have a speedy running back in Devion Brown in the backfield and just runs right through it. Once again, not a lot you can do to stop that play at the goal line.
Yeah, and that had to feel great for Big Mike to get in there as well and get to open up that hole from that fullback spot. A great job there by the holder, Ben Rosen, on the extra point, because snap was a little hard to handle, but he was able to get it down, and Evan Goldschmidt's kick is good. So just over midway through the first quarter, it's been really a dream start for the Titans to a 14-0 lead. Evan Goldschmidt's kick is returnable this time. JoJo Johnson makes a man miss, but a great tackle by Maddox Patrick along with Trey Cherry. And Johnson got just across the 20, but last week, JJ, you and I and our man Briggs here, we were over at Glen Allen, and field position was such a huge key in that game. I mean, Glen Allen repeatedly got the ball deep in their own territory, whereas Trinity, every possession seemed to start close to midfield. And so far today, it's sort of been the same thing. Titans with excellent field position, and Cadets have had not good field position. And, of course, the opening kickoff, they fumbled. So that's been a key in this early going. Benedictine needs, I think, to get some yardage on this drive for sure, if not points. And the run by Dolan, good job. Oh, that's going to be a flag, and little bit of post whistle activity. And, they stopped Dolan for very limited gain. It was Jack Brotherton in there, and also believe Mason Love was in there. And just after the whistle, they kept pushing. So these are the kind of penalties that you can't afford. And, JJ, you've been talking about momentum really since literally the opening kickoff. Momentum has been squarely on the Titans side, and you stop a guy for a gain of only 1 or 2 on first down. They're not in very good field position, and then just keep pushing after the whistle. And, I mean, the officials had no choice but to throw the flag. So that's the kind of play that flips the field position and can give momentum to the Cadets.
Yeah, it could give a lot of momentum because now the playbook really opens up. On that short field or long field, really, you have to run the ball on first, second down, and then get into a passing down. But here you can pass it, you can run it, you can play action, whatever you want.
Not much going there for Dolan as Kian Montgomery tackles him for a yard of only 1. And I thought that it was a little quick with the flag, but these officials have shown they are going to call it tight. I mean, it is no secret in the Richmond area and among the refs, among the students, among the parents, everybody, like, this is a rivalry game. Okay, so the refs are saying, fellas, play hard and clean during the play, but you got to keep it clean when the whistle blows. And so players have to adjust to that, and Cadets got hit for the roughing the passer on the last drive, and now Titans get the unsportsmanlike, or I should say unnecessary roughness on that one. All right, 2nd and 9. Short passes, incomplete, and I think Johnson and Lambert weren't quite on the same page there. JJ, you're great usually at breaking down these routes, but it looked like Johnson was trying to maybe cut out, and Lambert thought he was going to cut in?
Nah, it was really just a motion screen pass. They had the blocking set up, but Benedictine Field, of course, is grass, and this one's turf, so it is very different for Benedictine players to have to adjust from that grass to turf. And he just came in and broke out of his screen pass route and just slipped on the turf.
Yeah, just lost his footing. Okay, good call by you. All right, big play here, 3rd and 9. As the Titans look to not let that 15-yard penalty do too much damage if they can make the stop here. A little bit of confusion in the secondary. Pass is caught. He doesn't have the first down yet, and good job by Ben Rosen to finish the tackle as it was Sam Faneuil with the catch. He has to be 4th and 2, long 2, and the Cadets are going to punt. I mean, this is a part of the field where a fake punt enters your mind, especially down 14-0 early. And the Cadets haven't been in this position much this year. I mean, they come in at 9-0. Most of those wins very decisive. They've probably not been behind very much at all this season. It's a good punt, really good punt. Davion Brown fair catches it inside his own 10-yard line.
Fair punt by Davion Brown at the 6-yard line.
And the punter, Harris Mishke. That's one of the, talking to the coaches this week, they had a lot of respect for him and his ability to flip the field. That was a perfect punt, tons of hang time, allowed his coverage to get down, which forced Davion Brown into the fair catch. And, typically you don't want a fair catch it that deep, but I'm not sure you could also afford to let that go either. So talked about field position just a minute ago, JJ, and field position has been flipped after that excellent punt by Mishke.
Yeah, but this running game has been firing on all cylinders this game, so I'm not sure how much that will affect them unless this Benedictine defensive line can start getting penetration and stop this run game.
There's not much there for Carson Parks. Heard several fans, they thought they saw a face mask there, but the officials are a lot closer to the play than anybody near us, and they did not see a face mask, so it looked like it was just a good hit. And it was a 2-yard gain for Carson Parks. And it's going to be timeout Titans. There was definitely some confusion in the substitutions there. JJ, my thought on that is in the first half, especially in this bad field position, you use that timeout. You don't want to risk a play. Now, if this were the second half, in a game that you expect to be super close, I feel like the timeouts are so valuable if you might need to stop the clock late. But I don't mind that timeout by Coach Mickens just to make sure they have the right package on the field.
Yeah, me neither. You still have 2 to work with in the second quarter, and maybe you get down in that 2-for-1 situation and you wish you had that timeout, but looking back on it, you'd be like, I'm glad I used this timeout here instead of trying to save it, and something bad happens at the goal line. Maybe a fumble, miscommunication, your running back gets blown up in the backfield and drops the ball and gets picked up in the end zone. Now Benedictine has all the momentum on their side. So Coach Mickens will hate to use that timeout, but he will look back on it maybe in the second quarter and be like, I'm glad I used it here and not try to save it.
For sure. And, I mean, for longtime Titan fans, right in this basically very spot, or about 5 yards away from the very spot it is now in the 2021 state championship game, Titans fumbled it deep in their own territory to allow the Cadets to score the touchdown late in the fourth quarter that ended up sending that classic game to overtime. Trinity did ultimately pull it out by 1 point at the end, but I mean, it was a little bit of shades of 2021 where Titans did have some issues deep in their own territory right in this very end zone. All right, another handoff to Parks. Not too much running room for him there. He picked up a yard. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, and in this situation, it is a lot easier for the defense to get a stop than the offense to try and progress down the field, because in this compact area, you can stack the box and trust your DBs to make a play as long as the defensive line gets home. And on this drive, the Benedictine defensive line has gotten to the quarterback a lot, so they probably will be sitting in man and maybe send an extra linebacker or two.
We see Josiah Walker come in as a receiver, and Hugh Stone comes out as one of the tight ends. 3rd and 8 from the 8. And they don't even go to the air here on the 3rd and 8. Just hand off to Parks, and Titans are going to trust their special teams to try and flip this field back. But it sounds weird to say this about 10 minutes into this game, but really the most positive play for Benedictine this whole game was an excellent punt by Mishke that really turned the field position in their favor.
Yeah, I think without that punt, it would be a little bit harder for the Benedictine defense to get a stop, but they got the momentum, like I've been saying all game, momentum off that punt. And like I said, the defensive line was working very good that drive. The linebackers filling the hole, and were able to stop Carson Parks. I don't think he gained a single yard that drive.
Hugh Stone's punt is very, very high, but not super long, and takes this kind of a sideways bounce. So in that exchange of punts, the Cadets picked up about 25 yards of field position. And, at this level, a lot of teams don't have good punters. I mean, both these teams do, and Huey's been a really strong punter, and it wasn't a bad punt, just not as good as the one that we saw from Mishke. Of course, obviously it's harder for Huey kicking basically out of his own end zone, but that's one thing that the Cadets have, and in a game that you expect to be close, I mean, special teams really was the difference when these two teams met last in last year's state playoffs. And I mean, I think it's fair to say Trinity was better on offense, had far more yards, was better on defense. The defense only gave up really really gave up no drives, but Cadets were so much better on special teams with two kickoff returns for touchdowns and a safety off a punt and an onside kick recovery. I mean, it is no exaggeration to say that special teams won Benedictine the state championship last year.
Yeah.
All right, on first down in this great field position, Dolan is able to run it for 4 yards. The tackle was made by Trey Cherry. Yeah, Trey's helmet popped off, and I do think he's going to have to sit for a play because of that. I think he was hoping the refs didn't notice, but that's why you got to buckle up that chin strap, right, JJ?
Yeah, but I think just on the tackle, the helmet caught the bottom of the leg and just popped it off. So I don't think it's a chin strap issue, just something that happens every once in a while. But this is a great opportunity for Benedictine. One of Trinity's best linebackers are off the field, so now you have a chance to do something here.
Yeah, crossing route, but then they end up going out to the flat to Isaac Cuevas with the catch. He's short of the first down, but he's going to get close. 3rd and 2 coming up. And this is, I think it's probably safe to say 4-down territory.
Yeah, credit to this Titans defense. They've had Benedictine in 3rd down basically every single drive they've had. And I think Benedictine are only like 1 for 3 on 3rd down so far. So, like I said, credit to the Trinity defense for staying strong even with this good field position that Benedictine has.
And it's going to be a false start on the Cadets. And, you know, a little bit of credit to the Titan student section, I think, getting loud. And also one of the Trinity D linemen flinched a little, and that made the Cadet, I think, right guard come out of his stance. So what was going to be a 3rd and 2 is now a 3rd and 7 at the 32-yard line. All right. Lambert hits his receiver. Johnson, what a tackle. What a tackle. And that is Trey Cherry back in the game. And it's a good thing he was, because he was one-on-one in space with a Division I commit in JoJo Johnson, who we know has the ability to break one. And just what a great tackle by Trey Cherry. That ends up going for no gain. So it's going to be 4th and 8. The game clock is down to 20 seconds here in the first quarter. Cadets could choose to just let the quarter run out. There's less time on the game clock than there is on the play clock. But now with about 7 seconds left on the game clock, they do look and they do snap it. Play action. Here comes Jack Brotherton. He is not able to get Lambert down. Sadiq Pone did get him down. A flag went in, and I gotta say, I have no idea what that was.
Flag on the play.
I did not see a face mask. I did not see unnecessary roughness. You know, I'm just calling it like I see it. When the Cadets got hit for the roughing the passer, I did not think that was a good call. And it said he got the face mask. It sure didn't look like it from up here. It's another 5-yard face mask. So it's still 4th down, but I mean, also that's the end of the quarter. Or I guess there will be one untimed down, actually. So we'll have one more play here. And it's a key 4th down play. But, JJ, I'm looking at you. You got your palms up in the air.
I'm thinking, that's not really a call you can make. Carson Lambert is ducking down.
Right.
And Sadiq is big. He's not going to be able to dive like we saw Trey Cherry do to JoJo. He's not going to be able to dive and get that low. So
sorry to interrupt you. I just didn't think he touched the face mask.
Yeah,
the ref's closer than we are. And I didn't see that one. But a key 4th and 4. Will the Titans pay? They will not. Pass incomplete. So that's the second time in that first quarter that the Titans had a 4th down penalty. They're actually both 5-yard face masks. Neither of them were enough for a first down, and both times the defense stiffened. And you just got to give a ton of credit to the Trinity defense.
Yeah, especially the defensive line. They're getting to the quarterback, just having a couple of unlucky calls. We see the ref conversing about it right now, but a couple of unlucky calls. The defensive backs are doing their job, so everybody on the field is working together as one unit. Nobody's trying to play hero ball, really. They're working together as one unit and playing very good defense. Oh, also, Coach Hamlin, I wanted to ask you, So since this is the break at the first quarter, why is this Trinity versus Benedictine rivalry so prominent? What started this? Because I feel like I don't know. I just know I came here and they were like, we don't like Benedictine. Benedictine doesn't like us, and that's just how it worked. But I never understood like the backstory of how this.
No, I'm glad you asked. I mean, it goes back to the early '80s where these were the top two, certainly private school basketball programs in the area. I mean, it really started as a big basketball rivalry, and both had great teams through the years. Trinity's won the prep league more than anyone in basketball. Of course, Benedictine not in the prep league, but Benedictine has an incredible, rich basketball tradition. And, I mean, sometimes it got so heated that for certain spells we weren't even allowed to play each other. And I think the schools just, I mean, they're both great institutions and very different missions, though. Benedictine, all-male, military. Trinity's co-ed and more liberal arts. One school says follow the path that's been worn for over 100 years of the young men who've come here. The other school says discover your path. I mean, but at the same time, as Devion Brown, I'll finish that thought in a second because he could go all the way, and I think he's going to go all the way. No one's catching Devion Brown, but a late flag does come out. It is a touchdown for Devion Brown, but there is a flag, and very late flag. All right, I think it's going to be a touchdown. I think it may be a sideline penalty because it had already been warned, but let's see what we get. So the touchdown stands.
Touchdown is good.
It is a sideline violation, and they'd already been warned, so I do think that's going to be 15 yards assessed on the extra point. But still a great play on the first play of the second quarter for Trinity.
Yeah, it was an absolutely amazing play. They get their best player out in space. The blocking is perfect from Sam. I think JoJo was out there blocking as well, and they just set it up perfectly. And Devion Brown, we see many times where it looks like he should be caught by the defense, but he used that 4-3 speed to just get out and open up the gap, and he outran everybody on the Benedictine team for the touchdown. And now they have a chance to go up 21-0, which I don't think anybody expected that in this game.
No, I definitely didn't expect it. I thought this would be close, right? And it may very well end up still being very close. And if he hits this extra point, it will be a reminder of last year when the Titans led 21-0 against Benedictine, and the Cadets end up coming back and winning. So that certainly, with this much time left, does not in any way, shape, or form mean this game is even close to being over. But as Evan Goldschmidt does not hit the extra point, maybe from a karma standpoint, he'd rather it be 20 than 21. But good job by the Cadets to block it. But, no, I did not expect this for sure. I don't think anybody did. Maybe in the locker room they did. But I think in terms of the fans, we expected it would be super close. And I still think it may end up being close. But it's been a dream start for Trinity in one quarter and one play with shutting them out so far and then scoring on 3 or 4 offensive possessions. I know, just to finish the thought on the rivalry, I mean, I think there are a lot of friendships between, people from these two schools. I'm an alum of Trinity, as folks, who watch these broadcasts, I'm sure have surmised. But I have lots of friends who went to Benedictine, and they're just very different. But then at the same time, I think the people are similar. And I think both of these schools are really all about, like, the community. And so their school community, and that brings fierce pride. And so when you love what your school's about, and the other one stands in the way, whether it's here on the gridiron or for many years on the hardwood. And also the other thing about it is these are the only two, at least of the, I guess I'd say, like, major independent schools in the Richmond area. They're the only two that are only high schools, right? So you've got other schools in the area, St. Christopher's, Collegiate, Stewart, those are K through 12 schools. But these two are only high schools, and that draw from every zip code, every middle school. I'm sitting here next to Briggs, who went to St. Edward's, where a lot of their graduates go on to Benedictine and a lot go to Trinity. And I'm sure Briggs has a bunch of buddies over there. And, so it's good-natured, but when we're playing, it's a little intense. Good kickoff from Goldschmidt, who, of course, was 15 yards back. Good return, but what a tackle by Maddox Patrick. He got him up high, but no face mask that time. And great job by Maddox Patrick to bring down Mingo. And even with that penalty, good field position for the Cadets, but not what it could have been. And while the offense comes out, let me just say one more thing, because just recently, within the last couple of weeks, the Richmond Times-Dispatch did an article about the top 10 rivalries in Virginia for college, high school, everything. had stuff like UVA, Virginia Tech, VCU, University of Richmond, Hampton, Sydney, Randolph, Macon, and one of the few high school rivalries in there, and the only private school one in there was this, Titans Cadets. So I think both sides should just embrace it, and rising tide lifts all boats. I mean, I want them to be good and us to be good, and these games to matter, and they have. And these two programs have won every state championship in Vista football since 2018. And usually you got to go through each other to get there, and that kind of breeds a little bit of hostility too, because they're standing in each other's way from the ultimate prize. All right, good game on first down for the Cadets. Gain of about 7. Makes it 2nd and 3. Nice shifty run by Dolan. He didn't have a whole lot to work with, and he did a nice job. He has really good vision, Fred Dolan. He picked up 5. And JJ, I know you grind some tape leading up to these games, even of the Titans' opponents, just so you're prepared. And I'm not sure how much Benedictine film you watch, but I watched their game against St. Christopher's back earlier this season, and Dolan ran for approximately, I may be several yards off, but something like 240 yards that game. I watched that game, and he just was the MVP in what is another big Richmond rivalry and two great programs, and he's one to definitely keep an eye on all day because he got better as the game went on, similar to how Carson Parks does. Great job there. Kind of, I would call that really a coverage sack, as Lambert had nowhere to go with it, and they flushed him out to the right, and Jack Brotherton brought him down for a short loss. So it should be 2nd and long. The flip down thing said 4th down. I think actually maybe when Lambert ran into it, it flipped it up to 4th down. We'll see if that's prophetic, but loss of 2, actually, so it's going to be 2nd and 12 from the 44.
Like I said, these defenses are working very well together. This defensive line, linebackers, and DBs are all covering very well.
Really good coverage. This could be picked, or it could be caught. Anything. Oh, wow! Josiah Walker went up and almost snatched that with one hand, and really it ended up there where the receiver almost ended up as the DB, and actually did a good job of getting in Josiah's way and not allowing that interception. But that would have been one of the highlights of the season if Josiah Walker could have come down with that.
And once again, you see the defense working very well together. The defensive line getting lots and lots of pressure, which is not letting Carson set his feet and make accurate throws. And the DBs playing great coverage. Just unlucky that he wasn't able to pull down that pick and get the ball back for the Titan offense.
3rd and 12 screen pass, and it's well designed. He's got some blockers. It's going to be enough for the first down, and a play the Cadets really needed, and it was really perfectly timed screen pass there.
Yeah, like I said, great play call there. All the defensive linemen screaming forward, thinking, oh, I might have a sack, but then you just lofted over them, and you turn around, all of a sudden it's 4 Benedictine offensive linemen and a running back behind them versus linebackers and DBs, which usually you win that matchup, and on this one, he did get the win on that matchup.
Flag. I think we're going to have an illegal substitution on the Cadets. And it is indeed. So it's going to make it 1st and 15. Good run by Dolan. Bounced off a couple tackles, and that's what we were talking about just a couple minutes ago, where he is one that maybe tends to get stronger as the game goes on, and we know he's playing through a little bit of an injury, and you wouldn't know if I mean, I was told before the game that Dolan was banged up, but he looks pretty great out there, and he's really been the offense other than that one long pass to JoJo Johnson. He's pretty much been all the yardage that the Cadets have thus far, about 15 minutes into this one.
Yeah, but both these players know before the game, like during out the week, is that if I'm questionable, I'm gonna play. If you're not completely injured, where like broken leg, broken arm, something that physically stops you from not being able to move, you're gonna play in this game. And like you said, we haven't been able to tell that some of these Benedictine players who are injured are actually injured because they've been playing so hard, even though the scoreline says otherwise.
For sure, it's gonna be 3rd and 2, so big play coming up here, and after this play, I want to make a comment about the injured thing. Or actually, as Lambert looks to the sideline, I'll just tell you real quick. So it was senior day, and I'm not sure which senior said it, but as they all came out, they were asked to give a piece of advice to the younger players. And one of them, their advice was know the difference between being hurt and being injured. And you play through that pain at times, and we see that happening now. And Lambert was forced out. He got the first down, and also a flag came out. I mean, where that flag came, I think it's probably going to be a late hit. From here, I couldn't tell if Lambert was out, but the official was right on it. So I think this is going to tack 15 yards on and put the Cadets in really their best field position and the furthest down the field they've been all day. Actually, it's a tripping, which is not a call you see too often, really, in football. But it is a 15-yard penalty, and it is going to march the ball down to about the 14 and a half. And it'll be first down Cadets there. And I think we're going to get an offside here as well. Indeed, one of the Titan D linemen jumped. A little eager. So we 1st and 5 from just inside the 10, and really nice response by Benedictine after going down 20-0.
Yeah, like when this is always an inverse to something good. So when your offense is playing good, the inverse is your defense gets one penalty, then one leads to two leads to 4, and now you're sitting in this situation to where they're inside the 10-yard or just outside the 10-yard line with a chance to score here and get a little bit of momentum on their side.
Not much there for Dolan. Good job by Jack Brotherton. Brotherton's here on senior day. He's kind of been everywhere. Very aggressive player, good tackler. He did get hit for that, I think that unnecessary roughness a little bit earlier, but he's playing definitely with a real vengeance today. Be 2nd and 5 from the 9. Lambert keeps. I think he's got it. He dives for the score. Touchdown, Cadets. And most of the Titans bid on that play fake there, and then Lambert popped it out to the left for the score. And one of the Titans slow to get up as there's a pretty big collision on that at the end of that play. Really nice response by Benedictine.
Yeah.
They also took advantage of that decent field position after the sideline penalty on Devion Brown's touchdown. Also got the blocked extra point. So you do see injured Titan still being attended to. Can't quite tell who it is. It might be Khalid Rayner. And yeah, it is Khalid. He is walking off under his own power, which is great to see. Actually jogging off, so looks okay. May have just gotten the wind knocked out of him, really, as Lambert split the two Titan tacklers to get in the end zone, and Rayner and one of his teammates just kind of, he took the brunt of the attempted tackle. Extra point is good. Beautiful extra point kick there.
Yeah, that touchdown, that was a great play call. All the linemen moving to the right, all the receivers moving to the right, or the running back moving to the right. And I don't think Trinity saw on film the option of a read option. And he just took the ball and he was free. It was just a one-on-one with a linebacker trying to trail at a corner that was being blocked, and touchdown every time.
So it was Matthew Howerton with the extra point for the Cadets, and he looked like he had a really strong leg. So we'll make a note of that in case a field goal opportunity were to come later in the game. And for the first time today, we're also going to see the Cadets kick off. Trinity kicked off to open, and if you did join us late, the opening kickoff was fumbled by Benedictine, and Trinity went in and took advantage of that for the score. And haven't looked back, but for the first time today, Benedictine with a long, sustained drive and get on the scoreboard to cut it to 22-7. That goes all the way back to the end zone.
Kickoff by number 15, Harris Mishke, for a touchback.
Harris Mishke with an excellent kickoff. And Trinity will take over at their own 20.
Is this the first time they've had field position that deep in their own territory?
No, I guess after Mishke's punt, remember, Titans took over like at their own 6. And that was the one drive they didn't score. So Trinity has had 4 offensive possessions. 3 of them have resulted in touchdowns. But the one time they had really pretty poor field position was a 3-and-out. This is a little bit better than that, but it's not great. So I think the theme, really from you, JJ, you kind of put this as the framework of this game from the beginning, that momentum in these games is so huge. And it's been mostly on Trinity's side, but probably for the first time today, you'd have to say it's on the Cadet side, as they've scored and driven the length of the field to do so, and then pin the Titans back at their own 20. This is a pitch out to C.J. Gray. He's got a good run, a really good run, 22-yard run. There is a flag on the play, though.
Sideline warning on the Cadets.
Sideline warning against the Cadets.
Sideline warning on
And
the Cadets.
these officials, they are really calling it close. We've already seen the Titans get a sideline warning and a sideline 15-yard penalty. Now Benedictine gets the warning. They're going to end up marking Gray at the 41. So I said 22-yard run. I guess it's only 21, but still an excellent first play from scrimmage to flip the field back in a positive way for Trinity. This time Gray takes it right up the middle for a pickup of 4 yards.
I think that's a good play call there. You get to the outside, set up that run, and get your running back to get his legs working, and then you charge him up the middle to try and get a gain of about 4-5 yards. And now you have Carson Parks coming in to regenerate the offense a little bit.
Passes out to Deuce Mason. He's got pretty good blocking. Deuce is going to pick up 4.
Pass from Deacon Stogan complete to number 3, Deuce Mason.
So that's going to make it 3rd and 2. And good to get Deuce involved. I don't believe he had many catches at Glen Allen last week. And just good to see the ball in his hands. I mean, he's always capable of breaking one. Got 3 touchdowns on the season.
To be fair, we didn't see the ball in many receivers' hands at Glen Allen. Really, the run game carried them throughout with Carson Parks and Davion Brown.
Great point. All right, on 3rd and 2, they do keep it on the ground. They do get a first down. And Carson Parks, wow. I mean, he took a big hit. The hit was so big, I thought he might fumble, but instead he stayed on his feet. And it was actually the Cadet defender that flew backwards. And Parks, even after that, ran for another 6 or 8 yards. And he is so impressive.
Yep.
We're so privileged to get to see Carson Parks play week in and week out, and he has been just so consistent all season. in the running game for the Titans.
Yeah, you saw it as Carson taking the hit. I saw it as Carson delivering the hit, because Carson is not afraid of contact. He's always going to run and try and do what he can to get those extra yards and keep the offense's like spirits high, no matter how dark the situation may be.
So that play was a little short shovel pass to Devion Brown. It actually went for a 2-yard loss, but another flag on the play. We've seen quite a few flags, and the Benedictine coaching staff doesn't seem too happy about whatever this is, so they're arguing their case here. No, it is a hold against the Titans, so either I was misreading the body language or the arguing their case worked, but they are gonna, I think, accept the penalty. So it would have been 2nd and 12. Instead, they're going to make it 1st and about 20. And yeah, back to that Carson Parks run. You make a good point, JJ. I mean, yeah, I did see it as him getting hit, but you saw it as him delivering the hit. And probably I should trust you on that because we've seen him do that enough this season. But it was a violent collision, and he got the better of it for sure. And the young man in white was rocked back by the senior running back. Now the officials conferring again. I remember about midway in the second quarter last week at Glen Allen, JJ, at one point saying to you, it felt like the first half had flown by. Does not feel like this half has flown by. A lot more stoppages in play, a lot more flags, and we've been playing nearly an hour and still only about midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, like you said, it's been 57 minutes of continuous football. Well, I can't really say continuous, but 57 minutes since these teams have taken the field and the first play happened. And since then, we've seen flags, we've seen altercations, we've seen coaching stoppages, we've seen injury timeouts. We've really just gotten everything in this game.
Solid gain on 1st and 20, about 8 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 13, so pretty much where it would have been if the Cadets had declined that penalty. Play clock at 10. Scogan, wide receiver screen to Deuce Mason. Deuce picked up about 5 yards on the play. It's going to make it 3rd and 8.
I think now we will see the Titans have to do an actual passing play instead of just either a screen or a touch pass, something like that. It's going to be an actual route concept with wide receivers going 5 to 10 yards, and then the DBs also playing off coverage or press, however they feel like they should defend this pass.
Yeah, and the ball at the 32-yard line, I would expect it to be 4-down territory. It's still a little bit out of Goldschmidt's range, but also probably too close to punt. And we're gonna find out because Parks ran it for 6 yards. It's gonna be 4th and 2, and I would be stunned if we don't see them go for it here.
It definitely will go for it, but it's just a matter of, will it be a quick pass to the outside and let Davion get his space, or will it be a run up the middle? I am going to put my money on a run up the middle to Carson Parks.
Me too. I was hoping you were going to say pass just because I already was thinking run in my head. I thought it'd be fun to have a little disagreement, little Kornheiser-Wilbon style, pardon the interruption, but we're in agreement. I think it'll be a run. We're both right. Is it good enough for a first down? It's super close. I think he got it. He did get it. He did get it. Our PA announcer up here, Carter Tyree, was a little more confident than I was. I thought it was super close, but Tyree was very authoritative that he got the first down even before I saw an official signal it. So perhaps his younger eyes are better than mine, but 1st and 20, and the Titans did a wonderful job not letting that holding penalty set them back. Now we have another stoppage in play. I think is it a timeout, Benedictine? I haven't seen it signaled yet, but the Cadets have gone over to their sideline. Officials timeout. All right, we're under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Trinity just outside the red zone with a 1st and 10 from the Cadet 23. Another flag.
Going back to that 4th down run, if you've been listening to our broadcast all year, I've been saying that Carson Parks falling forward has got him very, very, very far, and he only got that 1st down because he ended up falling forward. If he would have got hit and got stuck and either just fell straight down or even got pushed backwards, Benedictine would be having the ball with 2 minutes left in the half to try and get more momentum on their side.
Yeah, great point, JJ. So that was a penalty against Trinity. It makes it 1st and 15. It was a false start. Devion Brown on that carry goes for a loss. Good job by the Cadets to sniff out the play there. That's a play that we've seen Trinity have a lot of success. I mean, really for all 4 years that Devion Brown has been here. And Benedictine did a nice job, stayed disciplined, and threw him for a loss of about 3 yards. So 2nd and 18.
Yeah, they ran that play to the weak side, so I was expecting maybe a fake and then a burst up the middle from Carson Parks, but they went through with the play, and ultimately it's a great job by Benedictine's defensive end to push up the field and keep Devion Brown going back instead of having him cut forward.
Not much there for Carson Parks, but he still picks up 2 where there was very little room for him to run, and that's just, I mean, even though it's only 2 yards, that's just a real credit to what you've been talking about, like you said, all season, how he falls forward. This is going to be 3rd and long. Little surprised the Cadets aren't electing to use a timeout here to maybe preserve a little time to get the ball back themselves with just over a minute to go, and Trinity's going to receive the second half kickoff. And Cadets still with all 3 timeouts. And, I mean, yeah, Titans just taking their time, trying to bleed this clock out. 5 on the play clock. They do snap it. Pressure coming on Scogan. His pass is caught by Carson Parks. Well short of a 1st down. It's back to about the original line of scrimmage when this set of downs started, or it's actually 4th and 12. Clock still rolling, and
I say bleed this timeout and take a shot. Why not? Once you run this clock all the way down, it'll be just over 5 seconds left. So just throw it up to Devion. Let him see if he can do something. Or maybe try it backside where nobody's expecting it and throw it up to JoJo, see if he can get a little burn. And
are you surprised the Benedictine's not calling a timeout?
I'm actually very surprised, but I think they just – never mind. I don't know. Never mind. I was going to try and say something semi-smart, but I have nothing. I have no idea.
You usually do. So Trinity runs the play clock down to 1 and the game clock down to 6, and then Titans use a timeout. It would be about a 42-yard field goal. We did see Evan Goldschmidt hit 2 field goals last week. So, yeah, you really have 2 options here. I mean, you can take a shot to the end zone. Certainly it's well within Deke Scogan's arm strength easily to get it there. You could let Goldschmidt attempt a 42-yard field goal, but right now there's no sign of kicking, so I do think they're going to go for it. And with only 6 seconds left, probably – unless it's a really quick play, it will be the last play of the first half.
Yeah, I think trying to pass for a touchdown here is the right play. Going for a field goal is very risky because I think they would put somebody like JoJo Johnson back there to catch it if it's short. And now you have JoJo Johnson and a bunch of linebackers and DBs blocking against a bunch of Trinity offensive linemen and tight ends. And we saw last year that even with a kickoff unit, they couldn't stop them. So I don't want to imagine how that would go.
Yeah, and a field goal here, would make it 23-7, which technically is still a 2-possession game with the ability to go for a 2-point conversion. So it doesn't, if it was 21-7, I could see a bigger argument for a field goal because then you make it a 3-possession game. But regardless of our debate, it's all academic because they are going to go for it on 4th and 12 from the 25. It will be the likely final play of the first half. And it is nearly picked off. It is the last play of the half. Would not have, even if it was caught, it wouldn't have been a touchdown anyway. So a little bit of a strange end there, but overall, a great first half for Trinity Episcopal.
Yeah, definitely a great first half. In the first quarter, you come out scoring 20 all in the first quarter. In the second quarter, a little bit slower, which you don't like to see. Coach Mickens wants foot on the gas at all times. But like you said, came out a little bit slower in the second quarter. And Benedictine able to come back and get a touchdown, which leads them into the second half to think, hey, we scored 1. Why can't we score 2? Why can't we score 3? Why can't we get 4 and win this game? So really it's just Trinity needs to keep up the intensity they had in the first quarter. And for Benedictine, you just got to try and replicate what you did on that scoring drive, which took a lot of time off the clock and wore down that Trinity defense.
Yeah, great analysis from you, as always, JJ. If you haven't watched our TESPN football broadcast yet this year, JJ Welcher, just a junior in high school here, but breaking down football like you see on Sundays with guys like Tony Romo and Tom Brady, probably better than Chris Collinsworth for my money. But anyway, great job there by you, JJ. Really fun first half. Perfect start for the Titans where they were able to dislodge the ball carrier on the opening kickoff and get that fumble and score on that first minute of the game and have held the lead ever since. But I expect it's going to be a tight, close second half. And we saw these teams last year go down to the very, very end, and a lot of football left to be played. All right, we will take a break here for a few minutes here at the halftime and look forward to bringing you what should be an awesome second half. Please stick around. Welcome back. Second half about to get underway in this battle between the #1 ranked in the state for independent schools, Cadets of Benedictine, 9-0 on the season, and the #2 ranked 7-1 Titans of Trinity Episcopal. And JJ, we alluded to this in the first half, but if these teams were 0-8 and 0-9, this would still be a game that you, as a player or fan of these schools, circle on the calendar. But the fact that they're playing for likely the #1 seed in the state playoffs and supremacy and home field advantage just really couldn't be more riding on a regular season game.
Yeah, and like you said earlier in that article that you read, that this rivalry was ranked above some college rivalries and was the only high school rivalry on that list. So that just shows how historic this rivalry is and how much it means. It wouldn't matter if, like, Trinity was 3-5 and Benedictine was 9-0 or vice versa.
Yep.
This is the game that every person that goes to one of these schools wants to win.
For sure. I do want to clarify that it was the only private school rivalry, but there was Verina Highland Springs and Bird Thomasdale, LC Bird Thomasdale. So there were only there were the 3 high school ones, but yeah, I mean, still right there alongside Tech, UVA, and VCU, U of R. I mean, as the biggest rivalries that we have in this region, says a lot about what this means. All right, big hole here on the outside for CJ Gray. He's going to run for 30 yards and more. Finally knocked out of bounds. But he starts the second half with a 37-yard gain. And what a great play to start the first half. I'm sure the Cadets were in their locker room saying, like, all right, we're going to get 3 and out. We're going to get that ball back. We're going to make our comeback. And look, they still may come back, but that is exactly the type of way that you want to start if you're Trinity, to establish field position and get CJ Gray out in open space.
Yeah, like you said, that was a great play call between Coach Bell, Coach Deakins, and Coach Nux. They saw man coverage, so you put the guy in motion. You take out the DB that is the only person that can make a tackle in that situation. Give it to CJ and let him go to the outside and outrun these linebackers and safeties that are too far to catch him. He runs for 37 before getting ruled out of bounds, which I didn't think he was, but he kept running, and the ref called it, so it is what it is.
Yeah, it was really close. I don't think he would have gone all the way because he at least was kind of stumbled, and there were a couple safeties with good angle on him. But, yeah, I think he could have, had he not stepped out of bounds, probably gone for at least another 10 or 15 yards. That time, on first down, the carry goes for just 1 yard. We've seen Deke Scogan do that hard count quite a bit today, and Benedictine has not jumped. Most of the teams we played against this year jump at least once or twice, but they have not been fooled.
Well, as you said, these schools have 2 different missions, and Cadets is discipline. They need to be disciplined, so they're not going to force these stupid penalties and stuff like that that could end up costing them the game. They're going to play the right way, and they're going to get it done with as minimal mistakes as possible.
Yeah, and a great job by Sean Boyd there. I think, to my recollection, is the first time all day and practically all season that Carson Parks has actually had a run go for negative yards, as he lost one there, and it'll be 3rd and 10, as the Cadets have done a nice job to stiffen up on defense after the long 37-yard run by CJ Gray on the opening play of the second half. Deuce Mason, can he get away? Yes, he can. Still on his feet. An exciting run, but really only ends up going for 5 yards, and it is going to make it actually, see, he's going to get marked to the 39, so a 4-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 6. Titans will go for it.
And even though all the effort didn't get too many yards, I'm pretty sure every Titan fan in the building is happy with the effort that Deuce gave. It made it 4th and about 6 instead of 4th and 11, where if he would have been tackled as he caught the ball would have been spotted.
Absolutely, and I mean, he probably would have, even where he initially caught it, lost yardage. So Deuce did really well to break a tackle or two, but couldn't get all the way to that first down marker. 1 on the play clock. Titans get it off. A flag did come out. They're going deep for Josiah Walker, and really well defended in a. Actually, Isaac Cuevo knocked down the pass. He looked frustrated he didn't pick it off, but that actually would have been much better for the Cadets to not pick it off, because it's now going to give them great field position at the 39. There was a flag as well, but it was against Trinity on a legal shift. So you see Hueva knocked that pass down, and then he looked, at least from up here, like visually frustrated with himself that he didn't get the interception. But if he had, it would have been about their own 10. So actually knocking it down was much better than had he caught it.
Yep.
And that's probably the longest downfield throw we've seen Trinity attempt today, but it was very well covered by the Cadets. 1st and 10, Benedictine from their own 39. Handoff to Dolan. He's stringing it out. He's got the first down. He's across midfield. There is a flag. And I don't know what percentage of plays in this game have had a flag, but it feels like, I'm not even exaggerating, at least a third of all the plays in this game have had a flag.
Yeah, I don't think that is an exaggeration. It might actually be 1/3. We don't really have the technology and stuff or the personnel to track those type of stats. But yeah, 1/3 is not a bad guess. We've seen flags basically, I would say about at least 1 per drive and upwards to like 3 or 4 per drive.
Yeah, and maybe that'll be an assignment for someone in the sports broadcasting class going forward, is track the penalties. The flag is against Trinity. Personal foul.
I think I saw a lineman was coming out to go block a linebacker. I wasn't sure if it was Trey or one of the DBs, somebody, but they cut the lineman so that he couldn't make a block. So I think that's probably what the personal foul's on, and that's why they're getting 15 yards from the spot where the foul occurred instead of having it tacked on to where the run ended.
All right, so we'll be all the way down at the 31 of the Titans. This time Lambert keeps it. He goes left for a pretty solid gain. He'll end up getting 6 yards on the carry.
Benedictine is working these options really well. Like I said earlier in the game, the DNs have to focus on getting more upfield than downhill, but in the second half, they are just getting downhill immediately and are leaving a bunch of running lanes for Benedictine to exploit, and that's why they've had 2 big gains on the outside.
This time, Dolan gained just 1 yard. I didn't see who tripped him up there, but it was a good job by the Titan player, because if Dolan had gotten past that first wave, he probably would have run for a first down, but instead it'll be 3rd and 3.
I saw Jack Brotherton, while he's getting blocked, get a hand out and trip up the runner, which is what you have to do in the situation. You're getting blocked, just get a hand out there and try to slow him down, and ultimately on that play, you got him on the ground.
Jack Brotherton's had a great senior day so far. He's been very active in this ball game. 3rd and 3, handoff to Dolan. He bounces it outside. He's going to have the first down and much more. Finally, Dolan is knocked out of bounds at the 6-yard line by Devion Brown. Ends up making that tackle. But a really nice job by Dolan.
Yeah, once again, these ends are not able to set the edge, and is allowing these Benedictine running backs and Carson to get inside, get back outside, and turn up the lane. It has been all to the left side. The right side hasn't had much action, but the left side has gotten really every single play this drive.
This time Dolan takes it inside the 5, brought down at the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Snap it quickly. Dolan's bouncing it outside. He is knocked out just inside the 2.
Saw a little bit of a hold there that the fans were asking for, but I think in that situation you can't really call it. It's too. It didn't affect the play as much as it should have. So, like I said, I don't think you can call it, and it was a great run by Benedictine.
3rd and goal. They sneak it with Lambert. No signal yet. He is short of the end zone. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. This is in front of the Trinity student section. If there was ever a time for these Titan fans to get loud, it is right now. All right, 4th and goal from the 1. Cadets break the huddle. They're going to be in shotgun formation as the Titan crowd does rise and get loud. Dolan is going to be stopped short of the end zone. He does not get there. Tackle made by Kean Montgomery. And the Titans make the stand at the 1-yard line. Great job by the Trinity defense.
And that is probably going to be the biggest play of the game there. Defense holds strong on 4 straight downs inside the 5. Gets a stop, gets a stop, gets a stop. And then on 4th down, a huge stop. And now this Trinity offense is in a tight situation, but they're going to have to do something with it. This defense just made 4 insanely great plays, and the offense can't go out there and just let them down and let Benedictine to get back on this field.
Yeah, right. And sorry to interrupt you, JJ. But when we say that he was stopped at the 1, I mean, it isn't even the 1-yard line. It's like the 1-inch line.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm looking at a football that could not be closer to the goal line without touching it. So, great job. And that side judge was right on it. Came in and quickly made the signal. Timeout Titans. And this is actually very similar to in the first half when Trinity was deep in its own territory and burned a timeout. And at the time we said we liked that timeout because you want to make sure in this negative yardage territory situation that you get everything straight. And I actually at the time said if this were the second half, I don't think I'd like it because just timeouts become so valuable. However, where you are on the field, I mean, you cannot afford a turnover. You do not want a safety. It looked like they had some confusion over the personnel that should be in. So stinks if you're a Trinity fan to have to burn a timeout early in the second half, but you got to do it because you cannot have a turnover or, like I said, a safety, and they are inside their own 1-yard line.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Sometimes you need to do stuff. You might not want to do it, but you have to do it. And in this situation, if your personnel is not right, you have to call a timeout here and get your offense right. Because if a safety happens here, it makes it 20-9. Benedictine get the ball back. And like I said, all game, momentum. They get all the momentum on their side. The coaches are fired up. This student section we know is very rowdy. They will get very fired up. And this game can flip on its head very quickly.
It's going to be a straight run by Devion Brown. He's able to definitely get some breathing room for the Titans as they went back with that Wildcat formation, or perhaps we should call it Wild Fat formation, as Devion Brown his nickname is Fat Rat. So
it was a decent joke. It was okay.
Wasn't really a joke. I've been kind of serious, but Devion did take it out to the 5. Now we got, looks like an official timeout.
Official timeout.
All right, so it's just a timing issue. So scoreboard clock shows 5:49, but they are instructing the scoreboard operator to put exactly 6 minutes on the clock. So we are midway through quarter number 3. Titans with 2nd and 5 from their own 6. Parks falls forward like he always does. Very close to, and I think he did get it. He did get the first down out to the 11. And look, you're still not in great field position, but being able to take over at your own half-yard line and get it out now where if you were to have to punt, at least give your punter some room. And, of course, if you're a Titan fan, you hope they're able to do a lot more than punt on this drive. But 2 5-yard runs combined for 10 and makes it 1st and 10.
Also taking this time down, like we said a couple weeks ago, we're talking about complementary football. This defense was able to bleed that clock out and get a stop at the goal line, which helped this Titan offense be able to run the ball more and bleed this time out as well. So about 5 minutes and 18 seconds left. And I expect this, when this drive is all said and done, to be in the 2 minutes to at the end of the quarter range.
Yeah, keeping it on the ground, keeping that clock moving. This time it was Devion Brown again for a pickup of 2. And the Titans have been using most of the play clock in this, well, really this whole game, but especially here in the second half, and actually on that last drive in the first half as well. Carson Parks gets the handoff. Picked up only a yard, maybe 2. So it'll be 3rd and a long 6 from the 15. And this makes for an interesting play call. Titans have been pretty hesitant to put the ball in the air too much. It's going to be hard to run for 6 yards down here as well. And this, we've seen them go for it on 4th down a lot, but you ain't going for it on your own 15. Yep. So definitely a challenging play call to make for offensive coordinator Malcolm Bell. They do hand it to Devion Brown, and it is well covered by the Cadets. Really nice job defensively. He actually lost a yard or 2. And that was one sort of similar to what we saw in the first half, where his forward momentum had been stopped, forward progress stopped. Guys weren't letting go of him. And, we saw that called against Trinity in the first half. And I actually saw an official start to look like reach for his flag. And then I guess right at that moment, the Cadets let go, which is fine. I mean, I don't think it should have been a penalty, but it came awfully close. Another very high punt by Hugh Stone. Fair catch was called for and ultimately made by JoJo Johnson. He didn't exactly catch it perfectly. He almost dropped it with Ben Rosen right in his face. But Johnson did hold on, and it'll be excellent field position for Benedictine at the 46-yard line of the Titans.
Yeah, and this switch in the Titans offense has been very interesting to watch. Last year, we saw them basically air attack. They had Davion Brown, Isaiah Robinson, Deuce, just a bunch of big targets to throw to. And Tegan was just able to sit back and deliver strikes down the field. But this year, the offense has switched into more of a running style format, more of like a ground and pound type of offense. And it's been very interesting to see that both of these offenses work when you have the right personnel out there.
All right, so offsides is going to make it 1st and 5. Dolan fighting for yards. There's Jack Brotherton again. Would not let him get free. Dolan picked up. It was 1st and 5, and he got 5 exactly, so they're going to give him the 1st down.
Yeah, that was a great tackle, not giving up on the play. Jack was able to he had a hand on him at first, but running back started to get away, but was able to re-corral him back in and tackle him. Just unfortunate that it was after the 1st down marker.
This time Dolan carries for a 3-yard gain, brought down by Trey Cherry. Second and 7. Lambert keeps it again, and he runs left. He's done this several times today.
Run by number 7, Carson Lambert.
Tackled by, is it Jack Brotherton again?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, Lambert did start to slide, so he was going to kind of give himself up, but I think Brotherton got to him before he did the slide. So, of course, once the quarterback slides, you can't touch him, but he was starting to, but I thought that was clean. All right, this is a big play. 3rd and 3 from the 29. Dolan's got the 1st down. He's still on his feet. Finally pushed out of bounds, and we're just seeing a lot of running on both teams. It's kind of Carson Parks versus Fred Dolan for the most part, with a little side of some CJ Gray sprinkled in for the Titans and Devion Brown a little bit, and then also Carson Lambert, the quarterback, a few runs. But I would say the majority of plays, particularly in the second half, have been to the bell cow running backs for each of the two teams, Parks and Dolan.
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't think we've seen a single completed throw over 10 yards in the air yet.
Play clock down to 2. They just get it off in time. Again, Dolan bounces it out. Not much doing this time.
Run by number 5, Fred Dolan for no gain. Second down.
Picked up no gain there. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from just inside the 20. Lambert keeps. Good game by Lambert. Close to a first down. Marquez Bullock took him down. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Benedictine here just attacking that left side. Now we see Miles Love getting a little heated at his left side of the defense. I think specifically number 3. No, not number 3. Number 2, KJ Harris. But yeah, because Benedictine are just running it down that side every single time, and once again, we see it again.
Yeah, pitch to Dolan on that left side. He's going to get the first down, but he will be pushed out at the 7. But it will be 1st and goal, Benedictine from there. First and goal. We're into the final minute of quarter number 3. Play fake. They do put it up. No gain as Mason Love knocked out Sam Faneuil. And ever since that early long pass play of about 37 yards to JoJo Johnson, Cadets really haven't gotten anything going in the air.
Yeah, like I said in this game, there has not been many throws that have gone anywhere, and many throws that were even completed. So the run game is very prominent in this game, and that was a great tackle on the outside by Mason Love to ensure that that Benedictine doesn't pick up more yards than they should have.
Dolan looks trapped in there, brought down. Flags come in, though, and I think we're going to get another face mask.
I mean, I saw a hand, like, near the face, but it didn't seem like they used the face mask to, like, pull him down to the ground. It seemed like either Sadiq or Mike got a hand up there, but then immediately took it down and readjusted their tackling position. So
yeah, we might see another one of the no, this one is, they are going to get the 15-yard variety. Now, of course, where it is on the field, it'll just be half the distance. But, and I guess come to think of it, I mean, because they're at the 8-yard line, it would have been half the distance, whether it was the 5 or 15-yard variety of a face mask. So that is going to allow them to also replay second down. So instead of 3rd and goal from the 8, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4. Can this Titan defense, which has already made one goal line stand, do it again? Lambert fakes. He's rolling out himself. Mason Love is there to bring him down for a loss. And I'll tell you, JJ, when Lambert first broke out, I thought he was going to score, and Mason Love came out of nowhere to bring him down, and that's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So no one scores in the 3rd quarter, and the 4th quarter will begin in just a minute with the score, Trinity Episcopal 20, Benedictine 7. And, all right, JJ, I tell you what. So it just came to me. I did not pre-plan it, but when they did because I didn't know that they were going to do any direct snaps to Devion Brown, but they've done 3 or 4. What is often called the Wildcat. It snuck in. I thought, at the top of my head, I said, oh, Wild Fat. Thought that was kind of funny since his nickname is Fat Rat. But Trinity basketball legend Armando Baycott has just texted me that it is not funny, and he did not like it. So It is done. We ain't gonna say that again. The man has spoken, so we'll have to think of something.
No, you have to think of that.
What about Wild Rat? I don't know. Mondo, text me back. Wild Rat, does that work? So this is going to be 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Cadets obviously in 4-down territory here, and now they do get to attack the end zone right in front of their supportive student section clad in white. They're going to throw. He's incomplete. Khalid Rayner broke it up. Faniel was open for a second, I thought, but great job by Khalid Rayner. We saw him earlier in the late part of the first half get some medical attention, but he's back out there and was able to break up that pass for what would have been a Cadet touchdown and bring up a huge 4th and goal.
Yeah, if Benedictine do not score here, the players and coaches and some fans who are very into the game, which is mainly all of them, so I'll say all fans, will be kicking themselves because this is the second time you've had 4 downs to get less than 5 yards, and you just haven't been able to get it done. But that is only if they do not score here.
Flag flies. It's a delay of game on the Cadets, so that's going to push them back. And Benedictine coaches can't be pleased with that. I mean, 4th and goal from the 6, and you don't get the playoff. I don't even think they didn't even seem close to getting the playoff there. I'm not sure really what the issue was, but that's going to push it all the way outside of the 10 and make it 4th and goal from the 11. I mean, there's a bunch of photographers standing in front of the play clock. They maybe just couldn't see it. I'm not even joking. Like, there's so many people down there. All right, they're looking to the end zone. Obviously, they have to have a touchdown here on 4th and goal. It is broken up. Devion Brown doing it on defense. We have seen that man score over 50 touchdowns in his high school career, but in that play, he took away a potential touchdown. And for the second time in 2 possessions, the Titan defense holds strong in a and goal situation and hangs on to this 20-7 lead.
And once again, these Benedictine coaches and players are not going to be happy with themselves at all. Second time you've had 4 plays to get less than 5 yards. Trinity have given you lots of penalty yardage. They've made a lot of mistakes, but when it comes down to it, this Trinity defense has just been so good mentally and physically. You know, they got the size, and like again, mentally, Coach Wally has instilled this mindset that like we can do anything. You just got to believe, and they are playing very well to have 2 4th and goal stops.
All right, so Titans take over at their own 11. Nothing doing for C.J. Gray as Boyd, Sean Boyd, the senior, threw him for a loss of about 3 yards. It would be really nice if the Titans could get a first down here, but that was not the play you wanted to start it off with.
Yeah, that was a huge hit coming off the edge. Came off that right edge, gave Landon Bell. Wait, is that Landon or Sean, number 52?
That is Landon Bell, yeah.
Yeah, gave him a nice move and got to the outside and laid a crushing hit on CJ.
Second out, CJ does find some room to run. Picks up a few yards. Looks like he gained 6 or so on the play. He's going to make it 3rd and 7. Scogan back to pass. He's pressured and he's sacked inside the 5. I think Sean Boyd was involved in that one again, as well as number 59. I'm not seeing him on my roster, but great job there by a couple cadets, and it's going to put Huey Stone back deep in his own end zone, and also right with the Benedictine students yelling in his ear. It's not a great snap. He got the kick away, though. A pretty good kick, especially considering where he kicked it from him, and he's going to get a great bounce all the way to midfield. Big time by Hugh Stone. 47-yard punt with no return, and I couldn't help but think back to when these two played last year in the state semifinal, and the Titans were up against their own end zone, and the ball was snapped over Hugh Stone's head for a safety, and what ended up in a game that Benedictine won by 1 point. So obviously those 2 points made a massive difference in the game, and that snap was definitely not high. If anything, it actually was a little bit low, and Huey did a great job scooping it up, and then to angle that punt all the way out to midfield. You don't often think of a punt as one of the biggest plays in a football game, but to me, that truly was. That could have been blocked, could have been a safety, and instead, Cadets picked all the way back at midfield. All right, Lambert handed it off to Johnson. He leaps a defender and is then brought down. Yeah, I guess technically that was a pass. I mean, he threw it. I don't know, what do you call that, JJ, when you just basically it's a forward handoff?
Just a little shovel pass to the wide receiver. We see it in the NFL a lot with players like Debo Samuel, Tyreek Hill, who are fast and can get out to the edge and make a couple people miss and score touchdowns. So just a little shovel pass and a great move there, a little hurdle over the defender, and got tackled short of the first down.
All right, so 2nd and 3 from the 43.
Carry by number 5, Fred Dolan to the 35-yard line for Cadets first down.
First down for Dolan. They did move those photographers out of the way of the play clock, which is good as it's down to about 6. Handoff to Dolan, nowhere to go. Kean Montgomery, Sadiq Pone. And it's going to be 2nd and 11 as they actually got Dolan for a loss of 1 there.
Yeah, this Trinity defensive line has kept up that energy the entire game. Usually we see linemen getting tired throughout the game, and as the game goes on, they get less energetic. But this defensive line, even on the 4th down stop, getting lots of pressure. We saw Big Mike and Sadiq back in the backfield. So great credit to the defensive line for Trinity.
They faked the toss. Lambert has time. He's going up top. It is caught. Touchdown. JoJo Johnson. Beautiful pass by Carson Lambert. You could not have placed that any better. And a great route by Johnson.
Yeah, the Titans playing a cover 3 type of defense where the weakness in that defense is the seams, and Carson just sits back, delivers a perfect strike right between the corner and the high safety on Johnson's little kind of corner route. Like I said, perfect throw, spiral, all that arm accuracy. Just, once again, a perfect throw to where none of the DBs could do anything about it.
Extra point is good by Howerton. So with 8:03 to go, cuts the Trinity lead to 20-14. And it's been a while since the Titans really mounted any kind of an offensive drive, certainly not in this second half. And the field position has flipped big time now. I mean, Titans have also had 2 goal line stands, so that's partially why they've had poor field position. But if you're a Trinity player, you really hope this kick you can get a decent return, give your offense some better field position. And, of course, we also know that Mitchke is capable of putting it into the end zone as he did on the, I think the opening kick of this second half.
I'm also pretty surprised that's the first deep shot we've seen Benedictine take. They have very athletic wide receivers, and obviously Carson Lambert with that throw right there is obviously very good. And once again, it's a little bit shocking that it took so long for them to try that deep pass, but they got it done.
This is going to be it's going to bounce and roll into the end zone. And Devion Brown got a little bit fortunate that that rolled in the end zone, or he was going to be having to field that ball and have a host of cadets right around him inside his own 5. And, yeah, I mean, I agree, JJ. If I didn't realize Lambert had that arm strength, and I'm a little surprised they haven't taken more deep shots because, I mean, he threw that ball from probably about his own 40 and well across the width of the field. I mean, he was over on the right hash, and it was caught in the left corner of the end zone. Ball probably traveled 55 yards in the air, and it was a absolutely perfect pass. He could not have dropped it in there any better. All right, Titans take over at their own 20. And Carson Parks nowhere to go. Sean Boyd and the cadets have really kind of taken over in the trenches in the recent drives. Parks, no gain there.
Yeah, and Sean is someone I went to middle school with, and even at Cosby, as the game goes on, he gets more energetic. His pass moves become better. It's almost kind of like, I can't really think of a comparison, but once again, his pass moves get better as the game goes on, and they've let Sean get a lot of momentum in this game. He's made a bunch of great tackles in the backfield that other teams weren't able to do.
Now he's been super disruptive. This time Deke does get a little bit of time. He's able to complete the pass, but it does not go very far. And it was Parks who caught it. So it's going to be third and 13 as we get under 7 minutes to go. And our theme this game has been momentum. It was with Trinity for the vast majority of the first half. It is very much with Benedictine right now on this 3rd and long. He completes it to Carson Parks. He breaks one tackle. He's still on his feet. Incredible effort by Carson Parks, but he's still going to be stopped well short of a first down. It was 3rd and 13. Picked up 7, but it's going to make it 4th and 6, and we're going to see Hugh Stone have to punt again.
Stop the clock.
It's a good punt by Hugh Stone. Fair caught by JoJo Johnson. And it's a good thing he did, because I think that ball was going to travel quite far if JoJo Johnson had not fair caught it. So Cadets will get it at the 44.
Yeah, it was an end-over-end line drive, meaning if it hit the ground, it would have just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. So it was a great catch by JoJo on that, because that's not easy to catch. The ball is spinning at you, very weird, and the end of the football has a chance to hit you square in the chest and bounce off you to a Trinity player. But once again, great job to just corral it and focus on the catch instead of trying to catch and return.
They reverse it to JoJo Johnson. He gets a first down. It's a 11-yard gain by Johnson into Titan territory at the 45. Exactly 6 minutes to go in the game. Dolan gained 3 yards. Second and 7. And JJ, even when it was 20-0 Titans, I mean, I think you and I both said we expected a 4-quarter game, a game that came down to these final few possessions. So look, all week, I mean, that's what was expected. Maybe it wasn't expected it would be the Titans jumping so far ahead and the Cadets coming back, but we knew this was incredibly likely to come down right to the wire, and that's exactly what we're getting. Dolan runs right this time. Not much room for him. In fact, no room really at all. Good job by the Trinity defense. Couldn't see who made the tackle, but no gain by Dolan. So it'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Trinity defense needs to get a stop right here. That will be huge to force Benedictine to go to 4th down. And the student section is now getting loud. Both student sections are really into this game now.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's, if you just look around this stadium, sometimes you go to a high school football game, people are chatting. It's kind of a social event. Everybody here is locked in on what is happening on the field, just how you want it. And this is what we were looking for today, man. This is Titans Cadets take 1 million. We've done it a ton of times, and we do it again. He's open. He's caught. It is a 1st down and more. Finally brought down by Devion Brown, but it is a gain of 18. Ben Street. And I don't love some of the body language from the Trinity players. Just, I mean, they're frustrated, obviously. That's to be expected when the momentum is against you. But look, at the end of the day, man, you're still winning this game. And if you stop them here, you have a great, great chance to earn this win and that #1 seed in the state playoffs.
Yeah, on that play, it was a busted coverage. It was 2 people driving. I think it was JoJo and Marquise Bullock both dropped back to cover the deep route, which is reasonable. You got beat on the deep route the first play, but just let the underneath go free.
Dolan's going to score. Touchdown, Benedictine. Fred Dolan. And that missed extra point in the first half when Trinity had a 20-0 lead, or I should say blocked extra point, is all of a sudden looming large, because if Howerton can connect on the extra point for the Cadets, they will take the lead. I think a Trinity player jumped there, but it'll be half the distance. And, you know, if it was a different score, maybe you would say, well, at half the distance, maybe we go for 2. But obviously in a tie game, yeah, I mean, you just need the 1. So that penalty doesn't really hurt you if you're Trinity. Kick is good. And with 4 minutes and 2 seconds to go, we have our first lead change of the game. Benedictine 21, Trinity Episcopal 20. And the Titan offense that's done very little in the second half is going to have to score points here.
Yep, has to, absolutely have to. If you don't score points here, I think Trinity fans will be upset that the defense played very well throughout the game, and the offense wasn't able to produce much after the first quarter. So, once again, this Titans offense has to come out here and get a touchdown, or at least a field goal.
All right, we've seen a couple kicks by Mischke put all the way into the end zone. This one looks returnable. Devion Brown from his own 4-yard line with a good gain. He's still on his feet. He's still on his feet. He is finally pushed out of bounds. But he gives the Titans by far the best field position that they've had in the second half, as he's finally pushed out at the 48 of Trinity. But a great job by Devion Brown. He got good blocking, but most of that was just Fat Rat being Fat Rat and just breaking tackles and making guys miss.
Yeah, great return to get momentum back on Trinity's side just a little bit. Maybe not all the way on Trinity's side, but just a little bit to calm down your quarterback and your running back and your offensive line. Calm everybody down a little bit and have a little bit of rhythm on this drive.
Do look to pass. It is to Devion Brown across the middle. It's a 4-yard gain. And a Titan lineman is down. I think it's Landon Bell.
Official timeout.
My eyes were on the ball there, so it looks like how they're stretching him out. It's just cramps. Typically, I feel like you see that more with, you know, kind of the skill position guys that are running around versus linemen, but it is that, you know, kind of weather and this late in the game where you do see that sort of thing. And we've seen it several times this year, JJ. I feel like you and I have talked about cramping at almost every broadcast we've done.
Yep.
It's really not the time you want it for your starting right guard, but it's going to have to be a, you know, next man up philosophy here for the Titans.
I think it's Michael Gibbs going in, who doesn't play a lot of offense, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, and that cadet D-line has been super active and disruptive here in the second half. But the Titans did a good job giving Scogan time to pass there. Officially, that went for a 3-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 7. Parks carries for 1 yard. This will be 3rd and 6. Titans still with 2 timeouts. Cadets have all 3 of their timeouts. Game clock under 3 minutes. Carson Parks picked up no gain there as they tried to run it on 3rd and 6. So it's going to be 4th down. And it's a huge play.
Yeah, very huge play.
Got to find a way to get it into the hands of your playmakers here. The clock's under 2.5, and if they don't get this, the Titans may not get the ball back. And they're not going to get it. Sam DiFrancesco was open, but the pass was just a little bit behind him. And Benedictine will take over at their own 47. And with Trinity down to 2 timeouts, pretty much 1 first down will probably seal this one for Benedictine.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line to give Deacon time to throw. Just a man in the area that made the throw a little bit harder for Deacon. Had to try and put it on the back shoulder and just out of Sam's reach. And now Trinity's defense has to try and get at least 1 more stop.
Toss to Dolan. He slips and is brought down for a 1-yard loss. Timeout, Titans. And this is where that timeout they had to burn after that goal line stand in the 3rd quarter. You would love to have it back because it could have saved you 40 seconds here if you can get the 3 and out. So even if they can go 3 and out here, Benedictine has an excellent punter who's likely to pin you deep, and probably going to be not much more than about a minute left with no timeouts if Trinity even does get the ball back. You got to give a lot of credit to this Benedictine team. I mean, down 20-0, couldn't get anything going on offense. Titans scored touchdowns on 3 of their first 4 possessions, and it's pretty rare for a team to come back from 20 points down to do it in 2 consecutive meetings, as they came back from a 21-0 deficit against the Titans last year. Would just, really be impressive for Benedictine and heartbreaking for Trinity. This time Lambert keeps it. He, I believe, did stay in bounds. And Titans burn their final timeout. It's going to be 3rd and 10. I would be surprised, JJ, to see Lambert put this ball in the air. I'm thinking they're just going to run it, get that clock moving, and bring on the punt unit and try and pin the Titans deep and make one more stop. Of course, obviously, if Dolan is fully capable of breaking one, and I could be wrong. I mean, they could, Trinity could be expecting the run, and maybe they do take a shot to Johnson. But, of course, you would risk at that point an incomplete pass that would stop the clock, which, since Trinity has no timeouts, Benedictine does not want to stop this clock.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly.
All right, so it's 3rd and 10 from the 48. Both crowds getting loud. A lot of towels in the air and or shirts. It is a hand to Dolan as we expected. He does pick up about 4 yards across midfield. It's going to be 4th and 6 from the Trinity 48. And I think Benedictine's going to run this play clock down to 1. They'll call timeout, which will come with about 1:03, 1:04 to go. And punt it. And the Titans will get one more crack at it to try and get a game-winning field goal. And that's exactly what they're doing. So the play clock now under 10. Cadets coach waiting right by the ref to call that timeout. There it is with 1 on the play clock and 1:03 on the game clock as we predicted. So good job by the Titan D to stiffen. I mean, after not getting it on 4th down, I mean, we said 1 first down from Benedictine, the game was over. Well, they didn't get that first down. So Trinity is going to have a chance. Now, no timeouts, definitely no momentum, but you also have Devion Brown, who can break it at any point, as well as other playmakers like Deuce Mason, Sam DiFrancesca, and, of course, I mean, Carson Parks and C.J. Gray. I mean, you can't really run, I don't think, with the time you're going to have left, but look for them out of the backfield. So you would rather be Benedictine right now for sure with the lead and very little time, but it ain't over.
Yeah, I think Davion Brown and the rest of the Titans should not expect a punt return here. The punter will be aiming to kick it as far out of bounds as possible and also get it as down as possible. And we've seen this punter perform very good this game. So if he downs this inside the 10 or maybe even inside the 20, it might be lights out.
All right, so Mischke back to punt. This game has been everything that it was advertised to be between the top 2 teams in the independent school rankings in the state of Virginia. It's a good clean snap. Low line drive. Bounces out at the 4-yard line, and it's an absolutely perfect punt by Mischke. JJ, that's exactly what you said they would want to do, but wanting to do it and executing it are 2 very different things. That you and I both watch a lot of football on Saturdays and Sundays at the college and NFL level, and how many times do we see a punter try and hit that coffin corner and it goes into the end zone for a touchback? So huge credit to Mischke, who executed something that I see even the world's best punters often fail at.
Yeah, it was a great punt, a little spiraling punt so that it didn't have a chance to bounce end over end and into the end zone. So it was great execution there by the punter.
I don't think anybody has left this one early. Still an absolutely packed house on this gorgeous day at Aycock Stadium, as the best rivalry in Richmond has another nail-biting addition. Deke Scogan, not much time. He's going to have to get rid of it. He hits Devion Brown in space. Devion Brown, he crosses midfield. He has one man to beat. Devion Brown, 96 yards. Touchdown Titans. There is a flag. I think it's going to be a sideline again. Devion Brown into the student section. Another flag. I think we're going to have a couple of post-play penalties, so the Cadets are going to get good field position. This thing is not over, but what a play. Deke Scogan to Devion Brown. And let's get these penalties sorted out.
That is an amazing play call there. You have both of your wide receivers, Deuce Mason, JoJo, on deep go routes.
It is a touchdown. It is a sideline penalty, though, against Trinity. So they're going to have to kick off from, again, like their own 25. So, and Cadets have 2 timeouts still. This 2-point conversion here is huge.
Yep.
I mean, if you're Trinity, if you can get it to 7, you put yourself in great shape. Even if Cadets get a touchdown, they could only tie or they could go for 2. But if you don't get this 2-point conversion, then a touchdown beats you.
Sportsmanlike conduct on the defense.
No, on the offense. So, got the sideline penalty against Trinity, plus an unsportsmanlike, I think, at the end of the touchdown, which, I mean, I don't know, man. Everybody was going nuts. Maybe a helmet was taken off. I don't know. I mean, these are high school kids. They're celebrating. But I think they're both enforceable, which means Trinity's going to kick off from their own 10. I believe.
Dang, wow.
I mean, I think it's going to be 30 yards of penalties. We'll find out here in a second. But first, this 2-point conversion is massive in terms of making this a game where a touchdown doesn't necessarily beat you. I feel like a lot of times now you see these games and they score the touchdown and the 2-point conversion is just an afterthought. I mean, this play is a huge one in this game because we know the Cadets have the ability to strike back. And it's going to be false start against Trinity, pushing it back to the 8-yard line. I think that probably takes a run play off the table.
Yeah, it was on Sean Hargan, stood up a little bit too early.
But, man, this rivalry always delivers. I mean, that's why Trinity legend Armando Beykat, who's playing professional basketball in Istanbul, Turkey. It's like 11 at night in Turkey, and he's watching this game, watching these Titans and Cadets battle for the 9th time in the last 5 years. They met in each of the last 4 state playoffs as well, and we could certainly see that again here in the next couple of weeks. But first, we got to see how this one concludes. The 2-point conversion. Deeks going up top, looking for Devion Brown. It is incomplete, no flag. So if Benedictine gets in the end zone, they win. If Titans keep them out of the end zone, they win. And the Cadets should get excellent field position after the sideline penalty and the unsportsmanlike after the touchdown.
But yeah, like I said, on that play call, you have 2 fast wide receivers bombing downfield, and you just have Davion running a little in route. Gives a nice fake out to the corner guarding him, catches it, and like I said, that 4.3 speed all season. He's been in angles where it looks like he's supposed to be tackled. He should be on the ground. Like I think about 4 Benedictine DBs had the angle on him, but he just outruns him down the sideline. And I think the warning was on the students because they like almost took the barrier down and was on the field.
Okay, so actually it is at the 40. Although the official's coming in now and telling Evan Goldschmidt, don't. Oh, okay. So maybe we did see. Okay, so now they're going to assess it. All right, so Evan set his tee up right there at the 40, but they're now going to back it up to the 25. So, all right, so they'll kick it from the 25. So I guess the unsportsmanlike, JJ, you're saying was on the students who darn near took down the barrier. But, like, what does a penalty on the student section do? I mean, like, it didn't give them yards. It's just like, you're going to tell some high school kids that just scored the go-ahead touchdown against their rival to calm down? I mean, obviously this ref hadn't taught high school if he thinks that's what's going to happen. All right, Goldschmidt's kick is sort of a short one to the up man. It's fair caught there.
Kickoff by number 80, Evan Goldschmidt. Fair caught at the 38-yard line.
Chavone with the fair catch there. So Cadets will take over at their own 40. Also a smart play because no time runs off the clock there. So they got 60 yards. They got 2 timeouts. I mean, you hate to say that you almost wish the Trinity drive had taken a little longer. But it all comes down to this. Lambert back to pass. Is going deep. It is incomplete. There is a flag. And interesting because the official who was right on it very authoritatively signaled incomplete, but the back judge far away is the one who threw the flag, which I assume is going to be a pass interference, although they're discussing it now. Yeah, so it is pass interference. And, I mean, JJ, everybody kind of gave up on that play. That ball sort of stuck up on the shoulder pad of Mason Love.
Yeah.
I actually think the receiver, if he had kept his eyes on the ball, could have caught it. And I'm not sure that Mason couldn't have intercepted it. Like, that ball was in the air longer than they thought. All right, so 15 yards. Now on the penalty, obviously, 34 seconds left. Cadet ball into Titan territory. They pass it in front of the sticks. He breaks one tackle, but not another. Devion Brown and Marquise Bullock bring him down. That play took 11 seconds off the clock. Cadets burn their second timeout, so it'll be Benedictine ball, 2nd and 3 from the 38 with 23 seconds to go. And then with Benedictine with one timeout left, I mean, that opens up the entire field for them. Don't have to worry about going to the sidelines. Of course, a first down at least temporarily stops the clock as well to move the chains. And I don't know, JJ, I have not been tracking what's been going on in all the college football games that kicked off at noon today, but I would be hard-pressed to imagine that there has been a more exciting game in America than what we're watching right now at Aycock Stadium between the Trinity Episcopal Titans and the Benedictine Cadets.
I think you might be right. I was watching the games earlier when I came over, but there wasn't really. Of course the game's like just started, but you got Miami and SMU in a tough battle. But other
this
than
is
that,
better
I think,
than that.
Yeah.
This is better than that, baby. All right, here we go. 2nd and 3. Lambert's pass is caught right in the middle of the field. Tackle made by Mason Love. Clock stops to move the chains. JoJo Johnson made the catch. That play only took 6 seconds. And Benedictine did use their final timeout. A little surprised they used the timeout. Just feel like you could have waited for the chains to move and spiked it. I mean, granted, it would only left you probably 11 or 12 seconds, but you would have still had that timeout in your pocket. So now, if a Benedictine player gets tackled inbounds and short of first down yardage, this game's over.
Or it's a mad scramble to the ball and you got to spike it or something.
I mean, in high school football, I don't know if they can do that in what would be, I mean, by the time the play ends, we're looking at about 12 seconds. But Trinity has no timeouts either. So if they don't like the look, if they're not perfectly organized, which they're not, as Khalid Rayner quickly switches places with Mason Love. Now they're switching back as the player goes in motion. Lambert looking for the end zone. It is broken up by Khalid Rayner. It was a great throw by Lambert. An incredible coverage by Khalid Rayner.
That is collegiate level coverage right there. This is what gets him offers. This is what gets high school players offers. He plays perfectly through the ball. No extra hands, no nothing. Just gets up there. His helmet ended up being the thing that deflected the ball. Once again, just impeccable coverage right there on that play.
Yeah, it was a well-thrown ball, but Rayner shows why he has so many Division I offers. 11 seconds. Lambert back to pass. Everybody headed to the end zone. The throw is to the end zone. It is picked off! Intercepted, but there is a flag! Intercepted by Bullock, but there is a flag. So I think what we're going to have is going to be pass interference, half the distance, and it's going to be one last play. Yeah, pass interference against Trinity. So obviously a first down, but I mean there's 3 seconds, so it's one play. And everything comes down to this. The #1 seed in the state playoffs. And really just the bragging rights that come with winning this game that both of these teams, programs, and schools wait all year for. When I first saw the schedule come out in May, I circled November 1st on my calendar. And here we are on November 1st. And it all comes down to this. Lambert back to pass. He's got time. His throw is picked off, but there's another flag. And the Cadets are going to get another crack at it as the buzzer went. That's 2 consecutive interceptions nullified by pass interference.
Half the distance to the goal. Run on time down.
JJ, what do you think of the call?
I don't like it. I don't like it. I didn't see too much there. Once again, an underthrown ball that didn't seem anywhere close to the receiver once again. But I have to be fair to the rest. They've been calling the same thing all game. It's not like they're all of a sudden just switching up. It's been called all game. So credit to the rest for staying consistent.
All right, one play. It's now at about the 6.5-yard line. Well, we think one play. We thought that before, and there's been flags. So whistles blow. I heard a whistle. Lambert is running. What is happening? The pass is caught. There was a whistle. I've seen no signal. I've seen no signal from the refs. The side judge is coming in. Cadet students are celebrating, but everybody stopped. There was clearly a whistle blown. Coach Mickens is on the field. You cannot give this as a touchdown, I don't think. Still waiting for a signal. All right, I think they're going to replay it. He said reset the play clock. A whistle blew. I'm hearing some people, probably Benedictine fans, saying it was a fan in the crowd blowing a whistle, but you could hear it clear as day up here.
And everybody on the field stopped as well. Yeah.
Everybody stopped. I mean, even most of the Benedictine players stopped. I mean, credit to Lambert. He took advantage of the opportunity with the defense stop. So was this the 3rd or 4th time, JJ, I've said that this is what we think will be the final play of the game?
I think the 3rd time.
This has been an unbelievable finish here at Aycock Stadium. From the 6.5-yard line. Pass is incomplete! Incomplete! It's broken up! Trinity wins! Trinity wins! 26-21! The Titan students are on the field! Trinity Episcopal 26! Benedictine 21! What a comeback!
21.
What a game!
This is what your great players do. We saw on offense, Davion Brown winning the game for them, 60-yard touchdown, maybe even longer than that. I don't even remember at this point. And then Mason Love, one of your defensive captains, comes through with a break play on 4th down to stop Benedictine from taking this game. I see the Benedictine fans are in disbelief. The players are in disbelief. The students are in disbelief. Everybody is just
incredible.
Incredible.
Let's get out of these guys' way. Great game. Great game. All right, stay with us. We are going to try and get you a post-game interview. JJ, I'm going to trust you for a second on the mic while I try and find a player here to talk to, and you give our fans your thoughts. I'll be hopefully right back for an interview.
My thoughts on the game, the defense really carried this game. 2 big stops at the goal line, interceptions at the end of the end zone at the end of the game where they were called pass interference. Just a lot of plays that the defense made to help them propel them to a win. Prepare them to a win. And now Trinity moved to 8-1 in first in the VPL playoffs, and Benedictine moved to 9-1, and we'll get the 2 seed. So just a great game. Everybody who came out probably had a great time. Benedictine fought from behind, to almost win this game. Had a couple of chances at the end, but all in all, Trinity's really just will to win. They didn't want to lose this game. Their will to win carried them over the finish line. And on the last play, like we've seen many times in this rivalry, the last play usually what propels teams from wins and losses. In the last play made by Mason Love, one of the captains of the defense. Just amazing. I see Coach Hamlin on the field right now, trying to get Mason Love, who made the game-winning play, for an interview. Yeah, he's coming up right now. I hope he doesn't say anything he's not supposed to on the broadcast, because Mason is definitely the type to say something that should probably not be broadcasted. So, but once again, great game by the Cadets and by the Titans.
Mr. Hamlin, or you interviewing?
I think Coach Hamlin coming back in a second. Oh, you bringing fast?
They're gonna tie me on the last play, man. We're not going like that. Woo. All right, that's okay.
All right, I hope folks are still with us on this broadcast. We've got two of the senior heroes of the game. Devion Brown, who scored the 96-yard game-winning touchdown, and then Mason Love, who made the pass breakup on the very final play. One of the best high school football games I've ever seen, one of the best high school sporting events I've ever seen. What a week, man. Trinity Field Hockey wins on a buzzer beater, wins the league, and then Titan football on the last play of the game beats their arch rival to hopefully secure the #1 seed for the state playoffs next week. Mace, I'm going to start with you. So you've had a little bit of time to collect yourself. I just got Devion up here, but you've been everywhere all season, made plays all season, but you had to be out in pass coverage in that, in that last, which you can do, but how did you see that last play unfold?
All week I know that's one of their number one guys, number two guy on the team that they like to pass to. So just preparation during practice with my team, really, just knowing that he might try to target me, whether it's vertical or something short and quick, I'm not expecting.
What was going through your mind when they just kept throwing penalties, and then there was the whistle that went off and everybody stopped, and take me through your mind in that last 42 seconds of game action?
Well, I was just telling the team every time they got a flag or we got a flag, just keep going. Like we bend, but we don't break. And then when they got that fake touchdown on that busted play, or it kind of baffled me. So I really was telling the refs, like, there's no way that's a touchdown. Like, nobody was in play.
Right. And then one more question for you, Mason, and then we'll turn our attention to Devion. Is I think one thing a lot of people will forget, but the second to the last defensive drive after we didn't convert on the fourth down, Cadets got the ball right about midfield, and if they get one first down, it's a wrap. It's over. But y'all were able to get them 3 and out, get the ball back for your offense to let this guy do his thing. Just the body language at that point, I was worried after we didn't get the first down with 2:14 to go, but how did you as a senior leader keep your guys believing if we can get this 3 and out, we can still win this football game?
In the heat of the game, I'm just telling the guys we good. Like, we're relaxed. Like, we got all our calls in. We're good. I told them if Fat Right gets here, if we're in punt or something, he's a special player. Just block. He going to make a play. So we knew we had to get the ball back to him.
Well, you said it for sure. He's a special player. He scored, I don't even know how many touchdowns now in his career. Tyree might know, but a lot. Over 50, but maybe no touchdown bigger than that last one today, 96 yards. And when y'all got the ball back, I know you want it in your hands, and how did that play unfold for you?
My coach called the coach called the play, and I just knew I had to make a play. I'm a leader, so they count on me. Whenever the ball in my hands, I know I have a chance to break it and score. So that's what we did. We got the ball in my hands, and we, made that great play.
So we had a 20-0 lead. They come back and take the lead. I'm sure it's in y'all's mind what had happened last year when they came back from a large deficit. There had to be some doubt creeping in, but it seemed like for at least you two senior leaders, there was never any doubt.
Nah, I know. I believe my team 100%. I know we got what it takes. I know, if I support them, I know they're going to handle my back. So that's what it is. Just trust. Trust your brother. Go have his play and do his job. And you just got to do yours. And that's what we did. And I'm just super proud of these guys. And, we just got to get back to work for playoffs.
All right. I want to ask one more question. Devion, you first, and then Mace, which is just, as your high school careers you can sort of see that light at the end of the tunnel. You've got hopefully 2 games left, a semifinal next week, hopefully take care of business, and then a state championship to play for in 2 weeks. You're both going to play at the next level, and heck, both of y'all could play at the level after that, and probably will. But as you reflect, as you sort of see that towards the end of your high school career, what does high school football and just high school sports mean to you guys?
To me, it means a brotherhood. You come out to work every day with your guys. You in school with them, so that connection, that bond, that brotherhood. You just know that you always got your brother back and he got yours. So that's all we preach and that's all we know. So
Yeah, and Mason, same thing. You've been in this program for 5 years, had your twin brother with you all along the way, plus all your other football brothers, and just reflect on your career as you get ready to enter this final chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the brotherhood. I've been with these guys 5 years, like you said, and, coming out to work, I spend every day with these guys most of all year round. So just knowing that these guys have my back, I got their back, we just going to go out and rock out.
All right, so obviously you enjoy this one tonight, but then there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yes,
so
sir.
what's the mindset going into next week?
Just keep working. That's all I got to say. Keep working and stay level, stay humble.
Keep working, stay humble, and let's get back to it.
All right, I got to ask you one more question. I know you want to celebrate with your team, but how did it feel when your whole student body of your school ran on the field? How did that feel?
It felt great. I love the atmosphere. If they support us, I know we can get through anything. So that's all I care about.
Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys. Great game.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Those are two excited and really humble young men, but this win does not happen without their contribution. And JJ, we worked together all year. We've seen some great football, but certainly nothing we've seen to compare to what we saw out there today. I'm sure you've already maybe given some final reflections as I was in the melee trying to grab those guys, but as we sign off, and hopefully we'll be right back up here in a week's time for a state semifinal, but what do you see going into the playoffs?
Like I said, I see this defense playing even better than they did today, which is very hard to do. 2 4th and goal stops, and even 4 downs inside the 5, they stop Benedictine on. And if those 2 touchdowns are converted, this is a very different game. It turns from 26-21 into a blowout because Benedictine had all the momentum at that point. But great job to the defense for sticking strong, and good job to the offense. Even though when it got hard, they came back and they were able to fight through the pressure and get that 96-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, these are 2 great teams, 2 great programs, an incredibly exciting day that no one here will ever forget. And I just want to sign off by saying, what's better than high school sports? We love it. For J.J. Welcher, Briggs Pinar, and Carter Tyree, I'm Rick Hamlin. Stay with us. We'll have playoff coverage for you next week. High school sports, baby. Can't beat it. See you next time.